I found my wife laughing with another man while his hand rested on her lower back, and she didn't pull away when she saw me watching. That was the moment my marriage ended. Not later, not after explanations. Right there, under fluorescent office lights, with cheap wine stains on the carpet and a playlist meant to sound fun. My name is Daniel Mercer. I'm 38. I work as a civil project manager in Seattle. I was married to Lauren for 11 years. For the last year of that marriage, our lives had turned into a schedule instead of a relationship. We woke up at different times, ate dinner with the TV on, slept back to back like strangers sharing rent. She stayed late at work more often. I stopped asking questions because the answers felt heavier than the silence. That night, she told me her firm was throwing a holiday office party. Just co-workers, she said, already halfway out the door. I hadn't been invited. Spouses weren't. Or maybe just inconvenient ones weren't. Something in my chest felt off. Not suspicion. More like grief arriving early. I drove there anyway. Her office building glowed against the rain, all glass and confidence. I told the security desk I was there to drop something off of my wife. They waved me up. No one stopped me. No one ever does when you look like you belong somewhere. Music spilled out as the elevator doors opened. Laughter, clinking glasses. I saw her across the room before she saw me. Lauren stood near the windows, heels off, hair loose, laughing in a way I hadn't heard in months. A man stood close. Too close. His name badge read Evan. He leaned in to say something, and she tilted her head toward him like that was where she belonged. Then his hand slid to her back. Not a drunken accident. Not a mistake. A choice. I stood there longer than I should have. Long enough to watch her smile widen. Long enough to realize I wasn't angry yet. I was embarrassed for loving someone who looked so free without me. When she finally noticed me, her face changed, but not to guilt, to irritation, like I'd interrupted something important. "Daniel," she said, forcing a smile, "what are you doing here?" I didn't answer right away. I looked at Evan. He looked back at me, then at her, then slowly stepped away. Not apologetic, just informed. "I wanted to see where you disappear to," I said. She crossed her arms. "You're making a scene." I glanced around. No one was paying attention. No one ever does when your life collapses quietly. "Is he your co-worker?" I asked. "Or your replacement?" Her jaw tightened. "You don't get to do this here." "Do what?" She lowered her voice. "Act hurt." That sentence did something to me. We stepped into an empty conference room. Glass walls. No privacy. Fitting. She didn't sit down. Neither did I. "How long?" I asked. She exhaled like I was asking her to solve a math problem. "It doesn't matter." "It matters to me." She looked at me then, really looked, like she was deciding whether honesty was worth the effort. "I checked out a long time ago, Daniel." "So you cheated?" She shrugged. "If that's what you need to call it." My hands were shaking. I pressed them against the table. "I'm your husband." She shook her head slowly. "You're my routine." That was the brutal truth. Clean. Surgical. "You stopped seeing me," she continued. "Stop wanting me. Evan listens. He notices when I change my hair." "I noticed," I said. "You just didn't care." Silence stretched between us. Then she said it. "I never loved you the way you love me." There was no yelling, no crying, just something inside me folding in on itself, neatly. I realized, in that moment, that I had been auditioning for a role that was already cast. I didn't beg. I didn't offend myself. I didn't ask her to come home. I picked up my phone and texted my brother one sentence. "I need a place to stay." Then I looked at her and said, "We're done." Her eyes widened, not in sadness, but surprise. Like she thought I'd argue harder. Like she expected me to chase. "Don't be dramatic," she said. "We can talk about this." I shook my head. I don't talk to people who replace me before telling me I'm gone. I walked out past the party, past the laughter, past the life she wanted more than the one we built. The weeks after were quiet in a way that hurt at first. Sleeping on a couch, signing papers, dividing objects that had once meant forever. She moved in with Evan 2 months later. I found out through a mutual friend. I didn't feel rage. I felt relief. The kind that comes when the lie finally stops. What surprised me most was how my body responded once I stopped chasing closure. I slept better, ate better, spoke less, but meant more. I didn't rush into anything new. I rebuilt routines that were actually mine. One night, months later, Lauren called. She said she wanted to check in. I told her I hoped she was well. She paused. "You sound different." "I am," I said. She waited for more. I didn't give it. After we hung up, I sat in the dark and realized something important. She didn't destroy me. She revealed the truth I'd been avoiding. If there's a lesson here, it's not about cheating. It's about self-respect, about recognizing when someone treats your presence as optional, about understanding